So in this video, we're going to be looking at a player who is currently in silver, but when we watched the VOD review, we saw that the majority of players were actually in bronze. So this is the first time that I've ever got to spectate a basically like full bronze silver lobby. And the meta, the playstyle, the loadouts, everything was just a completely different world. And I'm really excited to kind of get into this because I think that there is so much crucial feedback that a lot of people might have never heard before, because I've honestly just never seen people play this way. It took me a little bit to kind of like figure out even what the logic was, and realistically there just was no logic being used a lot of the times. And a lot of the decisions that they made no sense at all. And I think a lot of these things are just second nature once you get to like gold and plat. People don't really do a lot of the things that you'll see here. The loadouts are also way different. Like these are tons of loadouts of basically just stuff that I never even see before, or stuff that's extremely rare to see, but these were just common here. So it makes sense that a lot of people who are using stuff that just simply is bad end up in really low elos. So that kind of shows me that if you just start to understand the meta and you start using better loadouts and better gadgets and you stick with your team, even just picking up a mic goes a long way. So a lot of these little things that really don't take too much effort can be the difference between a bronze player to like a gold player. Because realistically, there's tons of mistakes that I see even when coaching like gold and plat players. But the amount of mistakes that you see here in bronze/silver elo is just kind of crazy. So without further ado, let's get right into the coaching review. But yeah, so from Tumeti, they are basically just asking for some feedback on how they should have won this match. So I guess we can already assume that they've lost. Now, this is a ranked match. I much rather have ranked match submissions, so I'm glad that we're getting a ranked match here. But we are running heavy, light. Not a fan of all of this. So if this is what they actually run, I'm not a fan. I also think Charge and Slam is like not a good choice. I think Charge and Slam is decent when you're like in a lower elo. It's kind of like, yeah, click it, get a free kill. I understand that part, but it doesn't bring enough to the team. And when you don't have any healer, you don't have a medium to kind of keep you alive to get you around the map, I feel like you're much better off using like, you know, Goo Gun, a mesh shield, winch, whatever. But like the double charge and slam is a really bad like this is a horrible composition. If you have double heavy, you are like almost required to make sure that that third one is a medium. If you are gonna even run double heavy, like charge and slam is not it. Like if you want to have one charge and slam and then one mesh, sure, or charge and slam and winch or something, but double charge is really bad. Like I would argue that charge and slam might be the worst specialization on the class, but I think realistically it's just a situational thing. It's a niche. There are some cases where it's good, some cases where it's bad, but this composition is just, in my opinion, really bad, and you're kind of just destined to lose from the beginning. You really need a medium. Like I think team comps that don't have a medium very often struggle. And so we have Shack 50. I enjoy it. RPG, Barricade, Dome. These are all good choices. We have oh god, what is this? What is this? What did I spot? Pyronade, bro, in the reserve? Dude, get rid of this. Get rid of this. Is noob bait. We should never be using this, especially in ranked. It doesn't even belong in the reserve. Like, ew. Let's get rid of that, please. I also think Akimbos are also not that good, but if you're a controller player, I think Akimbos are fine now, but we'll have to see if you're a controller player or not once we get to see those keybinds. Oh, okay, we are controller. Never mind. Then that makes sense. If we're on controller, then it's fine to run Akimbos. We've got our standard default arena lined up today, folks. The retros are busy unwrapping all two. Okay, good fight. I also see we haven't even opened up tab. I've been waiting for you to like check the score to just like look at the other teams. We have not looked at like that at all. I don't know what the button would be on controller, but we haven't checked the scoreboard basically. There we go. There we go. Finally. Okay. So, okay, this is a very low elo. Wow. Okay, we're in like bronze silver. This is like very low elo. Okay. So there's definitely room to grow here. I've never seen a lobby this low. Oh my gosh. 1,000? Wow. Sorry, this is like a whole new world for me. Okay. Now I'm starting to understand why we're seeing some of these choices. We also have a double heavy medium here. I kind of want to see the team comps. Let me go back to here. I was hoping that I would be able to see the team comps when he holds tab or looks at the scoreboard, but we didn't get to that. So let me just go back. Okay. Heavy, heavy, medium, but it have, oh my god, winch, charge and slam, and turret. Okay. Here's the thing is like, I rarely ever see like multiple charge and slams on team comps. I rarely ever see turrets, stuff like that. But when I do, it's almost always gold and below. It seems like you drop these like just completely trash specializations, weapons, gadgets, and all of a sudden you like climb or something. Like I swear I never see these picks in a higher elo unless it's like a gold player that got through into the a ruby lobby or something like that. Again, another turret. We have a double light medium, a very bad composition, but I'll have to see. Okay, triple medium with a another turret. Wow. It's like this is where all the turret players are, is in bronze. Interesting. I feel like this is like almost proving to me that like you can literally just swap your loadout out to like a meta loadout and all of a sudden you're going to be at a higher elo. Because I swear I never see those things. But I know people play them, but then now seeing them and it's like you see all these bad picks just in bronze. I'm like, oh, it makes sense. Like people who aren't playing the meta just happen to be in low elo. This is kind of crazy. I have a lot of FPS experience on controller from when I was into my COD phase back in high school. I played on Xbox. I used to play like competitively, and I was sponsored for a short bit. So I did have a lot of time. That's a good yoink. I like that yoink. You stole that cash box. I like that. Good double plug here. What is happening? Is your teammate just gooing? Okay. This is what I like to call priming. So instead of fully blasting this, all you have to do is shoot it once, and then that's what I would call priming. So basically, it's now on like a timer. Once you shoot it, it's now on this timer where it's going to explode after a little bit. You don't need the gas to pop right away because no one's stealing it. If you prime it, then you can walk away, and then it pops later, essentially like extending when the gas dissipates. So you can essentially stall a little bit longer. So I would do that rather than just full on shooting it, especially since you end up damaging yourself a little bit here. And it takes forever to regen as a heavy. So we need to make sure our health does not lose anything.
It's back to the past again for the Retros with another wipe on the board.
They've been archived, Scotty.
Their teammates are done. Okay, so let me go back a bit and we'll break down some of the moments here that I think are really, really important. Okay, so we see that your teammates are over here and you are here alone. Your health is now full. Okay, we're good. So that means that we can leave and go regroup with our teammates. especially here, okay? So now we hear that there is gunshots over here, okay? There's audio. We know that there's gunshots over here. This is even more of a reason why we need to go and group up with our team. And we also see up here again, there's a kill. Okay, our teammate has gotten a kill. And we're all full HP. This is really good. This is really good. We need to go over and help our teammates out. Everything is going in our favor right now. And here's the moment where we need to pick up on something that I don't think a lot of people are going to pick up on, but we need to start doing this if we want to improve. This is orange, okay? We just killed a different team, okay? And what that means is that we have 2 teams that are dead. So if we back up a little bit, we watch this back again.
They've been archived.
Not only did he kill a somebody here, but he killed purple, which means that purple and pink are now dead. If we look over at the scoreboard, there's only 1 team up, and that's the fight with orange. So it's really important that we again group up. We needed to group up earlier, because if they're still in the fight, which we hear shots now, we hear an AK, and we know that we don't even have a medium on our team. We hear an AK shot. We know that they're fighting orange. Like it just has to be. So we have to go over, and we have charge and slam, which means that we can just take the fight aggressively through this wall here. But we have about 10 seconds to try and win this fight, and that would secure so much for us. Okay, and here's the moment. All right, so you were able to get a kill, but you got traded out, or your teammate got traded out here, right? So unfortunately, we are in a bad spot now, but it's not the worst spot. So we have our heavy dead, we have our light dead, and our HP is really, really bad. This is bad. Okay, this is a fat L. We've lost. We need to just call it quits, and we need to just leave. And the route that we take is good. We're walking away from the threats. Okay, so we have multiple potential threats that are behind this wall. Maybe they're over here. We don't really know, but in this general area, we can assume that there's at least 2 to 3 players in here. And what seems like the least bit of a threat is potentially over here. And the reason why is because all the information that we have is just 3 here. And we have these 2 teams that are just about to respawn. Right? This team has already respawned, should I say, but this team is just about to respawn. So now I know that this is like hard because there's a lot of things going on, but this is something that a lot of top players are going to be doing naturally anyways, is we're going to be assuming where those next spawns are. And there's the potential for Maul being a very, very big spawn. So we're going to have to deal with the potential of like 3 players coming from here, and maybe there's another 3 players coming from further in this direction. And then we have another 3 over here. So sure, we could wrap around here. I'm pointing, and we kind of put ourselves in a corner. But now we're in a corner where this team right here is a huge threat for us. At least when we go here, we can put ourselves in a spot where they might not know where we are. We can use the barricade that we brought, right, in order to create a little cover under the stairs or something. Because all we need to do right now is wait out this timer and this timer. Okay, 6 seconds, 14 seconds. This is the first one that's going to be up, but this is all we really need to wait out for, because they should coin. This is doubled up. This is really important. If you guys win this, then you basically just win the game. So it's definitely worth coining for this. Oh, we go to cover, but we did get spotted here, so we need to make sure that we're ready for a charge and slam if need be. And right here, it's okay. Okay? Before I watch the rest of this, this is okay. They can steal this. This is fine. Just play your life. your teammate just coined, don't make him regret wasting his coin right here. Okay? This person's just about to coin, that's fine. We can reapproach this fight. We still have half of this. So this is 1 minute, okay? Or 60 seconds, however we want to look at it. And what do? We're throwing our life away. What are you going to do? What is this doing for you? What is this 1v3 going to do for you? And you're dead. And it got flipped anyways. Thanks for verifying how many seconds are in a minute. Bro, never underestimate how stupid people are. I've had some crazy stupid comments on my YouTube videos. So when this goes to YouTube, I just need to make sure of covering all the bases. That damn American education system.
A contestant is really cutting through the competition.
There are some certified idiots on the internet. Surprisingly. I thought the internet was full of truth and wisdom. Oh my god. No way you get this is pure luck. Holy everything here was a mess. Okay? So your teammate coined in, right? Let me import a little bit. So your teammate's now coined in. So now we're staggered. Oh wait, sorry, let me go ahead. Wait, what? Yeah, wait, sorry. So your other heavy is now pushing in. They're coining, but now they're fighting without you. And then our heavy dies. Now we're coming in. And then by the time we get there, our light dies. And now we're coming in. Like, this is the most staggered fight. Like, this is so lucky. You guys did everything incorrect here. But you're just lucky that all the other teams happen to also make a million mistakes. But I guess that's just bronze. Bronze is just wild. Alright, I don't think this fight's too important. You kind of spawn, fight the people who are close to you. I want to get to some important stuff. Because I feel like I could go over like every little detail, but let me just try to address some of the more important moments here. Right now, I wish that your light was using gateway to gateway the objective, or even just grabbing the objective because he moves faster. But maybe he hasn't unlocked gateway because these are new players. I don't know. I don't see why you'd ever play light and not use gateway unless it's final round. Sometimes there's an argument to be made there. Okay, no. Why are we wasting an RPG? An RPG is like such a long... Oh my gosh, wait. RPG is such a long cooldown. Why are we even wasting that to drop? You can drop it once they steal, and if you want to use the RPG from below, that's getting value out of it. But just dropping it right now means that you're putting the cash out in an easier to steal from position because there's more cover down here. There's less cover at the top. So you'd ideally want people to be stealing from up there. Because you could still play this angle, but leave it up top. And the moment they start stealing you just drop it with RPG. Also, because of all the coining that happened early in the game, your light has no more coins. So you're now defending this for 2 minutes without having your light. Like, I understand at this point, it's like, okay, well, the light's made a mistake, but you're also making a mistake by being in this situation. You're locking yourself in this room without your teammates. You're not near your teammates. Your teammate's dead and can't revive. Like, I would rather have seen you just jump off the map and have your other heavy jump off the map. Because at least then you can all be together and actually take the next fight, you know, in an intelligent way. But instead, we're just, I don't know. we're posting up alone. At least our one teammate is doing a good job of trying to get the other light back in the game. You definitely need to get that light in the game. And it's just one pink? What is happening?
They'll be in need of a comeback now.
We're not checking the scoreboard enough, so I don't know what's happening in this game. We really need to be checking the scoreboard way more. You're giving yourself zero intel. I mean, that's basically what I said, Taylor. It's basically what I said.
The Retros are back and ready to avenge that team wipe.
Anything even happen?
With building cells just and in their
Yeah.
training.
Who says virtual worlds can't be dangerous?
The Ultra Rares have just completed a cash out.
Also, the M60 pick on the other heavy is crazy.
Thanks to a new vault arriving.
Oh my gosh, this is like so staggered.
Kingfish banked their
Purple team is so staggered.
Look at members of the Kingfish never leaving each other's side. Great teamwork.
Another vault has surfaced. Let the chaos unfold.
Again, we're just like not with our teammate. We're playing as if we're like light. Oh, the insta jump. Okay. Far be it from me to teach people how to use charge and slam because it's not something I use, but it is a pretty simple thing to use. But right here, what we need to do is just charge and don't jump right away. Like we instantly jump after hitting charge. You can already see it in the hands. But like if we hit him and then jump after, like you would have gotten so much more value out of this push.
Our fans might just be in awe of the shock and awe as they're opening a vault.
He tries to go through the vent. Oh, bro, I'm telling you, this is a different world. A fully different world. A whole new world. Okay, so they're just defending this over here. Yeah, they're just taking the W. Okay, we can skip forward. There's not going to be anything important. I gonna take C4. Okay, we're under construction. Yeah, I mean, like I like having C4 on my heavies, so I get that.
Now, finally,
I hope our contestants
Whoa.
aren't scared of the dark, as it's
Match's arena
Looks like you got a little bit of a laggy match here. Maybe your internet was crapping out.
contestants' unique opportunities to explore
Okay. Good initiation with that, but like you can follow up. You're a heavy.
the high notes are prying into Vault 1.
How's Ontario treat me? It's expensive.
Two is being uncorked by the powerhouses.
But I'm still alive. I still feel like we can get a bit more aggressive here.
High notes got the cash.
Like our team is all here. We hit an RPG to start. Like there are things that we could be doing here. Instead we're just like letting them run away from it. Or from us with it. Yeah. Let them escape. Okay.
Go in for a steal on B. Now. Move away. Powerhouses have commenced to cash out.
Come on. Come on. You have RPG. You have C4. You have charge and slam, and we're just sitting back as if we're using like an F car or something. Like, we need to get in there. Like, your teammates were in there. You could have been in there with them. Again, we need to commit with our teammates. I understand if they're like in a bad position. Like, I would have never positioned where your teammates are, but they're in the fight. Like, you need to be, you know, fighting with them. Oh, a little bit of lag. You remember me? I think from like early days. Didn't you have like a black crow or something like that? The crow, some sort of crow thing. I realize you're in Terra? Yes, I am. Canadian. More internet issues.
A devastating first team wipe just occurred.
Okay. You guys are able to kill them? Your light did a lot there, so that's good.
Attack on B. Steal it.
Oh, I'm not playing right now. I'm VOD reviewing. I'm viewing a gameplay for my viewers, and I give feedback. What do you think of my main loadout? Light dash, throwing knife, stun, breach, gateway. The breach is pointless there. I would rather you have like glitch or something so you can help your teammates out, or frag,
Scotty, that's what you call
or even gravity vortex. But breach is not doing anything for you there, unless it's something that specifically your team comp needs, but it's not like a main pick. Medium DMAT model, zip pad frag. Yes, yeah, that's like the meta for mediums. That's perfectly fine. Ooh, aim's a little shaky. Heavy winch shack dome grenade RPG. I would swap your grenade out for potentially a barricade or C4. I do think barricade is better, but that's perfectly fine. Like, I use something very similar. I use winch shack dome barricade RPG personally. It's not like the best, but it's something that works for me since I'm not the heavy main for my team. But when I do play heavy, I need something that works for my playstyle, and I find that works perfectly fine. Okay, good use of C4. I know you didn't get any damage, but I like that people are actually using the C4 like mid-fight. I think a lot of people don't think that they can, but you definitely can. Good damage, good damage. Getting some picks. Now we need to bring the body. Just pick up the body. Yeah, there we go.
for what's in store.
There's still a pink up, but you guys should be moving that to C right away. Make sure you do this together because we don't know where the last player is. Oh, there he is. Ugh. I could reset all the way back down. Yeah, we need to hop down with our teammates. Hop down with the teammates just in case. Come on. This is like one of those moments where I'm kind of explaining, like, people are too like objective brained, where like they think of the objective in too much of a simple manner rather than, you know, everything else that encompasses it. Your power shift content? No, I don't. How much do you worry about destroying motion sensors when you encounter one? I don't really care about it. Most of the time they already know I'm there when I'm in a motion sensor. And it's also like motion sensors, they leave like 5 trails of where you are. So if you just move around really fast, it's like almost hard for people to shoot you when you're being tracked by a motion sensor or a tracking dart or a sonar grenade. They're like, they literally just make it harder to shoot the target that's being tracked. So if you ever get tracked, I don't even give a shit. I just move around a bunch and then I win that fight. It also is usually like a clear sign that like whoever you're facing usually isn't good if they're using a sonar, tracking dart, or motion sensor. It's usually like bad players, so it should be easy to win those fights. Okay, so far this fight you've been taking it correctly. Like you got your teammate back when you could. You're not overcommitting to the fight. You're landing your shots. You're, you know, capitalizing on their mistakes. I still would like to see you position closer to your teammates, but it is what it is.
They've had time to plan their next move, so the Kingfish need to stay on top. To cash out, powerhouses are up.
Pyronate. Again, something you like only ever see in bronze. It's so funny. Look at how little damage it did. If he just threw like a grenade, that could have fucked him up. If you had like 2 grenades through that hole, like you might have just won that fight versus the heavies. That Pyronade, you just like tickle them and make them move. Now you can't even capitalize on the position that you know where they are.
It's hard to secure their victory.
You have a C4 up. You should be placing your C4 on the point right now. Yeah, on the point. Okay. Yeah, I think when I worded this, or sorry, when I worded this, like I meant it very literally, like put it on the point, because the cash out can kind of block line of sight. So you get like a bit of a hit marker for, or like a environment hit marker, but you didn't get a hit marker for hitting the player, even though he's right there, like right next to it. But the cash out blocked the explosion. So that's why you need to place it on top of it. I like having my cash out knocked over so I can place stuff on top of it. That way there's no safe spot for them to steal from. They can't use the cash out as cover. If they try and steal it while crouching or whatever, there's still a line of sight to hit them.
Scotty, hope you're not feeling the pressure more than our contestants. Into the
Hey, wait, final round. Good.
Powerhouses, it's go time.
here we go again.
We're spawning at mall, and we are approaching one here. So this is gonna be. Oh, where did my pen go? Here we go. Okay. So we have the potential for an enemy team showing up here, and this is where the fight is going to happen. Now, a bad team is going to push you directly through here. So the bad team will just go straight through this line, right onto A, and that's where you're going to meet them. Or sorry, onto 1. This is where you're going to meet them. Now, a good team is going to take the long way. So they're going to take the jump pad across. Then they're going to wrap around and either take the stairs all the way up. They'll go back, take the stairs all the way up. They might take a jump pad and fling themselves up. Or they're just going to approach from inside here, which is not too bad. They could also potentially wrap around all the way over here. There's a lot of options that open up, which is kind of what I'm trying to explain here, is that a team that's going to be approaching from a smart position opens up tons of potential options of where they could fight from. And that is like a bigger threat than someone who's just going to go straight down here. And again, a bad team on your end would just go straight through this window. We break it, we go through, and we just tap the vault, and we just fight right here. That's what a bad team is going to do. A good team might send their light here. Sure. And then the light can back up if you really want to just get that tap and start progressing the game faster. But what a good team is going to do is they're going to use this rope that's right here. And they're just going to go right up. So they're just going to go up to the top. And now they take high ground. And then once they're up on high ground, they can place a jump pad and then jump up onto like the little ledges. They can also play within all these little windows. They could take all the windows here, all the windows here, all the windows here. And then they are now looking over onto one. So now you have all these lines of sights onto the objective. Again, you open up so much opportunity of where you can play once you open up your positioning for your team like this. But putting yourself in this situation is just death every single time. This is just death versus good teams. You're just taking like a 50-50 basically. And if they decide that, nope, we're just going to go around here, then you've lost the fight. So let's see what happens here. Yep, and we are all just beelining it straight into here. We're not getting any high ground. We're not opening up any angles. We're purely just taking this straightforward fight.
Well, it sounds like our fans are in for a real treat today, June. Vault 1 is being unsealed by the Kingfish.
Okay, and we back up a little bit, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so in a lot of like tack shooters and stuff, there's a thing of like zone of control is like a really important aspect to understand. And a similar concept applies here in the finals. There's A here, and the zone of control that's important is everywhere that's sort of like in between. And then we have the other objective, which is B, and the zone of control would basically be this entire building here. And what I mean by that is that if you control that, then that means that they can't approach that objective. So if they're controlling B, then that means that you can't approach it from this angle. Or you can't approach B. You have to go A. But then that means that you're open up to a flank. Vice versa, if you go for A, and they're controlling it, and you go B, now you're open up to a flank. So controlling these zones opens up a lot more opportunity for you. And what you can do is if you have, say, your light... Oh, sorry, I got a hiccup. If you have like your light just posted up in this building, and now they're watching over it, you guys grab this, and you leave to go A, and you go plug. That means that as they're approaching for this flank from, you know, their control, you haven't given up any zone here. You still dominate this zone because of your light that is right here. Just post it up. Hello. So making sure that like these fights, you're getting good positioning, good control, and good coverage is really important. But you're exposed so much here. Like there are so many threats that are like all these threats could completely stomp you out. If there's like a light with an LH, or if like two mediums peak with like F cars or something, and just look over, like you guys are free. You guys are just dead. Your light is over here, I think, trying to get some intel or something. But like you have so many threats here because you don't control anything. And like I said, low ELO players will just straight down the middle. They don't get any control. They don't open up any opportunities for themselves. They just take the straightforward approach, and it really screws them over. Yes, I do plan to do some live coaching. That would just be something that, like, if you're interested, you can just submit in the channel. There's like a VOD review and live coaching thing. You would just kind of comment that you're interested. And so far, there's nobody. But I'd have to reach out for people whenever we get to a point where there's enough interest in live coaching, and then making sure that the time works out for everybody. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, like, as I said, you guys basically took no control over this fight, and they were able to just, you know, wipe you guys out. Because what did you guys control? Nothing.
The Kingfish have respawned.
We need to get aggressive on this. Really aggressive on this. Good, 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 good. Get on the point. Get on the point. Aggressive, aggressive. We need to be aggressive.
Preparing explosives. Go for a steal on B.
Like they are so low. Like we don't want to give them any opportunities. I see that your teammate went for the res, so they weren't really there for the follow-up, but like we need to be like the entire team need to be aggressive. Like you and the light need to just commit to that together.
Still coming, Scotty. Even as a former contestant, what an adrenaline rush.
Ha!
The Kingfish are playing for keeps. They've snagged the match's first
Pyromine. There's a pyromine near you. Iron Sight. Osboos M7. A pyronid. And he dies to fire. Oh, the irony.
new team wipe.
The irony.
The powerhouses are
Cause a fire.
level 2.
Die to fire. I don't use night mode, no. Night mode is good for better audio. It evens out some things, so footsteps sound a little bit louder. I personally just don't like the way it sounds, so I just don't. Oh.
Frag incoming. Incoming frag grenade.
Your light has one more coin. Ideally, if you're in comms, you can communicate that we can just plug this, or we can just wipe right now. We can just like all wipe. You don't even need to plug this. But if he wants to use his last coin, it's whatever. I would have rather seen you guys just throw the cash away and then just jump off the map. Because saving that coin for this last fight could be really crucial. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay.
Folks, misery loves company. The Kingfish will have to regroup again.
They're floundering, Scotty.
See, now you have less time to fight over it, which is why I'm like, if you guys just would have died earlier to get the light back in the fight, that would have been fine. But now the light has no coins. And you guys are giving yourself less time. And there's still the chance to go to the third cash out, so you need to like save those coins a little bit better, or like at least utilize your life a little bit better. Completely wiping to reset is much more like plausible as an approach in final round versus cash out rounds, because you don't want to like lose your 10%, but you don't lose anything here. Oh no no no! What are we doing? What are we doing? This does nothing for you. The damage doesn't go through the floor. The floor is going to soak up all that damage. But we just used a red barrel, which you could have just thrown it at the floor and got value out of that. We wasted C4, which you could have just thrown in the hole after you create the red barrel, or use the red barrel. And then we can also use the RPG to follow up. But like a red barrel, C4, and RPG explosion like that is no value. Like, you got no value here. Oh. Oh, brutal. Brutal.
Complete, and the powerhouses reap the rewards. The Kingfish are facing a run of bad luck. They just
What are we telling our teammates?
They'll need to learn to swim with the sharks out there.
June, where do you get all this
What are we telling our teammates?
The Kingfish are back. Team respawn.
They've had time to plot their comeback. The powerhouses better watch out.
The powerhouses are strong-arming Vault 3. The powerhouses swooped up a cash box. Rocket away.
That's the signal for the final cash out of the match.
Remember when we thought the earlier rounds were intense? My, oh my.
Okay. At least we're getting some damage in. But we're not really playing off our team. Oh. Nice. That's good damage. Okay. Let me give you a better approach to this fight here. So our teammate's dead. We see the heal beam. What I would rather you do here, because there's a couple things that we can make note of. This is about to be off cooldown, the RPG. This is off cooldown. And our dome is also about to be off cooldown. But we also see this heal beam right here. So we know that the enemies are healing up right here. So what I would rather see you do is go off into this corner here, okay? We're going to go post up in this corner, and we're going to wait out a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait for these cooldowns. And while we're waiting, we have this that we can get some value out of. So we can throw our C4, right? We huck our C4 right here. Boom, we place C4. Now we have RPG. This is reloaded. We swap back to C4, blow it up, swap back to the RPG. Then we shoot our RPG again in this corner. And now we have our, 2 times explosion, which is going to be a good amount of damage. And then we should have our dome up at that point. Let me bring this back up. Sorry, I pressed X. Yeah, then we would have our dome back up, so we can create our little dome right here, our little nice dome. And now we're just gonna hop into this dome and just start blasting everybody. But what do we do instead? Well, RPG's up. We're reloading while staring right at them. Right? We have this corner to play around, so at least you did dip into that. We get that. That's good value, but what we could have done, since we know that they're all posted up here, is we could have used a C4 first. A C4 takes a little bit longer to, use, right? So if you're throwing it, then you dip back, and then you reload your RPG, then you dip back, and the C4 is primed. You can pop that, take out your RPG, throw that, it'll get a massive amount of damage. And now look at us, right? Our dome is also, or is about to be up. And if we had used our C4, the amount of time it would have spent to use the C4 and then the RPG and explode them all, the dome would have been up. And then we could have taken that fight with a dome shield. So there's being able to utilize all of our gadgets rather than just using one gadget and calling it a day could have been so much more valuable.
One of our contestants is
And also with the extra time spent waiting, our heavy could have got there and you guys could have taken that fight together.
hit by another wave. Misfortune
Let's go together. That's on you. What? I just want to make sure that we're all like,
Powerhouses swooped up a cash box.
let's see. We have a teammate down here. All right. We could just RPG slam on this guy because we have a teammate that's right here fighting. We have another person who's 24 meters away, which is technically closer than this guy. What do? We just RPG, and then we're going to cross by. We're not going to take this fight on this guy. We're just going to let our teammate die. And then you're going to have the gall to be like, let's go together. When you've been abandoned, you've just been abandoning your team. And let's skip forward a little bit. All right, now you got your whole team up. You're with your light here. But what do? Instead of taking this fight with your light, right? Let's observe what's going on here. So cool, you got some damage. And the heavy backed off. You backed off a little bit, but you can still see him here. But where's your light going? To the stairs here, and he's fighting someone. Where are you going? Into here with charge and slam. Onto nobody because he already went down the hole. So we got no value out of this. We abandoned our light that was in the middle of a fight to now fight in this hole. And then I already went through this entire situation. But it's like, come on, man.
This was the one that got away from them.
If you're not gonna use your voice comms, right? If you're not like you're typing to them here, but if you could just use your voice comm, if you can get a mic and tell them what to do, what you want them to do, then sure, I would be like, you know what? Go ahead and type to them and say, hey, let's play together. But if you're gonna continuously abandon your teammates and not help them out in any fights, then how are you gonna expect to ever play with them together? If they're the ones engaging in a fight and then you're just abandoning that, but not communicating anything, like you're throwing the game. If you're going to use no communication, if you're not going to use your mic, then that is 100% on you, okay? And you have nobody else to blame. If your entire team is abandoning you and whatever, or if your entire team is abandoning you and not helping you out, it's on you, okay? You chose to queue up into ranked and not use a microphone. If you just buy a microphone and use communication, you will instantly gain ELO. I'm telling you. Like, I bet you everybody at low ELO doesn't use communication because using a mic and just communicating the simplest shit, like, hey, let's fight this together. Can we reset? Hey, let's just wait a little bit. That is literally like game-changing communication. That will literally just win you games. And obviously, as you get better and better and higher ELO, the communication gets more nuanced and a lot better, a lot quicker, and a lot smarter. But in low ELO, if you're not even putting in the bare minimum effort of buying a mic just to communicate to somebody, or if you have a mic and you refuse to use it, then you have no right to get upset at your teammates for not playing with you and not like if they're pushing in alone and not going together, but you're not putting in the effort to communicate, you just have to expect that. So you have to take up the fucking torch and you got to follow them. Okay, if you're not going to use a mic, then you have to be their little bitch, follow them around. If they're in a fight, you go help them out. Okay, because you chose to go down this route of not communicating. I don't want to see typing like this, bro. And I don't want to hear from anybody. If you're gonna go in with no comms, like you have to be the one to play with your team. You cannot expect your team to just play with you. It's very hypocritical. Again, we don't have time. Like, there's no time here. You guys just have to go in. Like, we just have to go in. Like, going to the roof here, like, I don't get what we're doing. Our heavy jumped down. Our light's up here. Nobody's going together. Everyone's just kind of scrambling. Like, you just got to pick a teammate and go in with them. Help them out. Because the enemy team is also split here. You can see by that intel that we just gathered. And that's game.
It's lights out in the arena just as the spotlight swings to our winners.
Yeah, I feel like I said enough at the end there, but yeah, you really need to learn how to play with your team. If you're not going to use communication, then if you're playing like in bronze, no communication, like That will literally be a massive game changer, is just playing with your team. Oh, Jesus Christ, what was that? Next video just played super loud. But yeah, you just need to play with your team. Like, that's on you. It is your job. It is your job to play with your teammates if you're not going to communicate and tell them what they should do and where they should be. Either buy a mic, communicate with your teammates, and try to coordinate strategies, or sucks to suck, but you're just going to have to be their little bitch and follow them around and make sure you help them out in every fight. Because realistically, that's what we should all be doing, is just helping each other. We should be playing with our teammates, playing off of them. It's so much easier to just stick together as like a little death ball if you have no communication. Splitting up is a lot more nuanced and you need some communication. So pick one of the two. Oh my goodness, though. Bronze is a trip. I think that's like the first game I've watched of like bronze ELO. That is crazy. Like the loadouts, the gadget picks, the weapon picks, the playstyle, the decision making is so bad. It's like, it's almost impressive. It's almost like every single like decision that people can make in bronze, it's like they make the worst decision. Like picking like pyronades, like not having mediums on your team, charge and slam, like doubling up on charge. Like, what? That is crazy. Oh, what a wild world we live in. Yeah, I don't mind having a charge and slam player, but like you can't stack like 2 charge and slam players. Just one. Or like if you have another like shield or winch player, then you can bring a charge and slam if you want to run double heavy, but then you need a medium to back that up. I think solo charge and slam is like not the best. It's not ideal. People can make it work if they want to main it, but I don't think it's very meta, I guess. I honestly feel like if people just pick up like meta loadouts and they just get used to it and they use like buy a mic, talk through your mic, use a meta loadout, and those 3 things I bet you will get you plat. At least plat. Like if you're a bronze player right now, those 3 things will get you plat. The rest of the way you're probably going to need to put in a lot of work, but those very simple things I'm telling you, that will get you plat. Man. Crazy world we live in. The bronze world we live in.